what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notifications. Today, we got the Syrup Cup. First race, new round. We have a new time spot in Europe, which has already run. So thanks for everybody that participated there, including our very own Gordon from the Rhinos, who has top spot currently, which is awesome to see. We're just going to do some warm-up. So as is tradition, we're in Tempest Fugit, just so people are aware, based on what happened with the Europe race, we're expecting a mass start for this race. Not what was planned, but potentially what's going to happen. So it'll be a big pen if that's the case. There'll be a lot of racers. And there's going to be some mayhem because over the past few months, we've had some people upgrade, people like Jail and Robert, who have done an excellent job of racing. Now, the thing is with mass starts is that there's always that propensity to kind of push a little bit harder to stay with the higher cats, especially for guys that are on that cusp. So it'll make it a little bit more difficult. But we will see what happens ultimately at the end of the day. Hey, Gordon, good to see you. Congratulations again on your win. Well done. Regardless, it will be fun, and we'll figure things out as we always do. No, mass start is not confirmed. I'm just making the assumption based on that's what happened with the European one. Now, I assume that whoever entered it into the system would be the same person, and therefore, for example, like the typos for the 390 to 510 category being 590 to 510 being existent in both races, I will assume that at the end of the day, same will be applied to here. So just be aware, because it is confusing. It's the reason being is like I said, is you don't know necessarily people that you know. You'll be able to tell if they're going or not, but you won't be able to tell for people that you don't know. Whether you should be chasing them or not. So adds an interesting twist. To the same extent, we do, people like yourself, Breezy, know people in the upper cat. So if you see Jail or Miguel or Riz or Robert, you know they're a cat above. So it was a three-way shootout, really, with two rhinos. We had the advantage, which is always nice to have. Always nice to have that advantage. So the thing is with racing is like, you can only do so much by yourself. Helps to have teammates. Helps to have teammates that you're working with. It changes the strategy of things a bit. Oh, Jail's back with us? Nice. So there you go. Know who you're racing with. Because I would have just assumed that Jail was in the upper cat and then not chased at the end of the day. To say that this angle is not particularly flattering. I've added a thing to my sauce to hopefully show the categories of the people around. But I don't know. We'll see if it works properly. Hey, Silver Comet. Good to see you. And there's Miguel starting his ride. So we got 6 laps of Volcano. We'd picked 6 laps to make it a little bit longer, a little bit more challenging. But at that time, we also assumed that it would be cat to cat to cat. So it's gonna make it, I think, particularly spicy. We'll see. We'll see how it all kind of plays out. Got a freshly waxed chain, so I'm enjoying the silence of hearing no chain whatsoever for at least the next 100 kilometers. It's a beauty. It's so quiet when it's freshly waxed. Like you don't hear anything. That's like, for those of you guys that ride and race and all that kind of stuff, it's like noise. I don't know about you guys, but noise to me is particularly important. Being able to hear things when I'm riding. One of the ways that, that I kind of tell, like, I don't know about you guys, but I live in an area that can be windy, and the wind can shift in the course of a ride or whatever. Like multiple times, or it can be a shifting wind and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is like, one of the ways that you can really tell that you have a tailwind is that you can hear your bike. Oh no, that's not good, Mike. Are they just not charged, or? I guess that's the disadvantage of actually running with something like a Zwift cog, is that you'll actually lose your ability to shift, which isn't ideal. I guess you can add mechanicals on mechanical stuff too, and it is what it is. I guess that's racing as a whole. But yeah, like hearing your bike, in particular if you've got a loud rear hub, which I think most guys do these days, like you can hear it. You can hear that hub spinning. You know the wind's at your back. Yeah, it's it's hard when it's particularly shifting, but like, you'll notice when it's blowing into you. Like, the other thing is, like, where do you hear the wind noise? So if the wind's coming cross-face, you'll often hear wind noise in that ear and not so much in the other one. Whereas if it's head-on or into your face, you can hear it through both. It's just... It's something that I pay attention to that a lot of people don't. Riding on Zwift, you don't think about it at all. Hey, Easy. Hey, Alex. Interesting. Yeah, I would say reboot as well. But it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, when you're riding, you can't lick your finger and put it up to the wind or anything like that. It's just, and if you're not riding a circuit's a different beast because you'll kind of know if you're riding around in the circle where the winds are based on feel alone. Ah, nice. But it's just one of those things. It's one of those little things that a lot of people don't pay attention to, but makes a big difference. I don't. If I ride outside with headphones, I typically don't play music. If I play anything, it's a podcast. If I do it, I have the open bone ones, so they just kind of sit outside your ear. I always want to hear what's going on. It's same thing with mountain biking. Like mountain biking especially, like you can hear, things grip. You can hear change in terrain. You can hear, how wet, or how slick things are, right? You can hear, especially with like some of the wood structures, you can hear when you're losing traction and all sorts of things. It's sound is such a big contributor to things. I like to hear even my gears shift to make sure we're in the right spot. I've been thinking on getting them, but yeah, like I said, I'll use them if I'm riding solo and I'm just podcast. So it's no different than talking to somebody that's riding there. Like you can hear so much. It doesn't block out any wind noise. Like you can hear the wind noise. In fact, if it's windy, like here, if it's windy enough, it's a competing noise. Like I said, I like to hear things. I like to hear what's around me. Like, I mean, there's a whole different thing. Like, you don't get this online, but when you ride with people and you're pushing, and you can tell sometimes by how people are breathing, by their body language, like there are a whole bunch of cues, visual and otherwise, that will let you know sort of where things are at. To a degree, I mean, that's why I have heart rate up, because I want to see where people are heart rate wise. And speaking of which, I need to change this so I can actually see it a bit better. There we go. Much better. There's so many things that come into play. Hey, MK. Again, anybody that's racing, just be known that the European was a mass start. This may be a mass start. It may be everybody in the pen, just so you're aware. So if you see Miguel going off at 100 miles an hour, and you're like, hey, there's another guy called Miguel, it's like, no, that's actually Miguel. It is not. Handful of gravel is event only. Yeah, we're doing okay. I'm feeling better than I have been. I mean, I still have some weird ups and downs. I don't know why, but like I will blow my nose here in a couple minutes. Well, that's not good. And you just got that replaced, MK. Ugh, terrible. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I mean, to be honest, with mass starts, I just slot in wherever I feel I'm going to slot in. I'm not gonna kill myself, to be honest. And that's the thing. Like, you can go out hard if you like. Sometimes you get brought back. That's the interesting thing with mass starts. It does create a different, not so much for the upper cats as it does for the lower cats. I mean, if you're in the top cat and you're not at the tip of the spear, you know you've got a problem. If you're one of the lower cats, you just got to kind of pick where you're comfortable. And I mean, I'll say this, it's probably a good thing if you are sometimes lazy, not pointing any fingers at anybody. Sometimes races like this are good to pull a little few extra watts out of you that you might not have done otherwise. And sometimes they're not. I mean, I did Zwift games on Tuesday, and man, I got spat out the back faster than I ever thought I would. I mean, that group was so blistering fast. It was just unreal. They wanted to go super hard, and I wasn't in for it. I was not feeling it. But that's what happens sometimes. Oh. All right. I apologize here. I'm going to blow my nose, so. Well, don't feel like I'm necessarily sick. It is at a point where once I start riding, I don't even think I survived the first one. I was like, I did not last long at all. I was just like, screw this. This is nuts. Guys were doing like 5 watts a kilo. Like, what the hell is that? It was unreal. Like, this is not cool. And I think on the low end of things, like when I looked at the finish, like the top finishers were like, for the entire race, like almost 5 watts a kilo. And then, you know, there was a bunch of 4s, 4.5s, and like, there was not a lot of guys that were 3. You should do this one's even worse. I love the motivation, Alex. You have a plan? We all have a plan. Actually, I have no plan because I don't even know how this is going to start. Well, I mean, other than bath salts are going to go out hard. Triple hill this week right out of the gate. It's good decisions, Mike, now. So does that mean I have to make bad decisions? Fast, yeah. Eesh. Basalt's always hard out the gate. Less of a big. That still sounds like too much work to me, Alex. Less of a big effort is still a big effort. About 1,000,000 watts. Oh, it's going to be entertaining. Nice. Nice. Fixed his bike as in you attached the go-kart motor to it, Mike? Or fixed his bike as in that his real wheel doesn't rub against anything? Or both. Both may be acceptable answers. Let's join this event. Yeah, this looks like we are in mass start territory. At least it kind of looks that way. I don't know how many people signed up, actually. It might not be. We might have. So, just so you're aware, there are 28 people signed up for 390 to 510, which has been fixed. There may have been some fixing going on. Through no effort of my own. I've had a busy day. We got 13 racers in Top Cat, 28 in 390 to 510, 7 in 390, and 6 270, none in 0 to 160, which will probably be melded together. We'll make 2 cats and then we'll have an advanced. Cheers. Best of luck in the series, folks. Thanks again for being a part of it. You guys are awesome. Have fun. Whatever this chaos may bring. Cheers. This is mass? Okay. Well, then expect it to be nut. Oh, God, yeah. Best of luck, Mike. That's a good question. There's a lot of people here. There's Mr. Vasquez on the front, GC winner from last season. I see Bill on wheels. I see Gordon in the pen. Mr. Burke. Mr. Bell, Mr. Reed. Lots of Americans. Oh yeah, it is a mixed pen because I can see now my label attachments are working. I can see Mr. Tremblay's in here, and Cat A, Yoon, Cat A. We have a European time slot, Alex. It ran earlier. Mr. Gordon won the cat, his cat. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Yeah, it is in the Discord. It is on the Zwift app. You just have to look up Syrup Cup. You should find it pretty easy. Best of luck to you as well, Miguel. We'll be watching your wheel go off into the distance. There's jail. So yes, most definitely mass start. Whew. Not a good start for me. Ooh. Group catching up here. Comes Breezy. Mike. Come on, boys, you gotta pull. There we go. we're not going to catch. Anytime I dig, credit to Soto, he'll push through, but then it just kind of slows right down. I had them down to 45 seconds, and now they're back up to a minute some, so it's pretty much done in those regards. For the groups, 250 ahead. So the A's are quite far ahead. See, this is no good. Nice. Whew. Thank you, Gordon. Well done, Darren. Nicely done, Burke. Adam. Greg, Brian, Bill. Props to all of you being on that first group. Now, we could have caught that group had there been a lot more work. I mean, I put in my fair share, but if, you know, it's only me and Mike and Soto that are going to push on the front, like, it's not going anywhere, unfortunately. Tough. I know you guys are going to have to let me know in the Discord, for those of you who race, what do you think of the format? We can keep it for the season. No, but that's the thing, like, you got to know kind of who's where and what and all that kind of stuff, and it's good because it doesn't let you sit on your laurels. Like, normally in a race like this, like if that's the front group, like if the group I'm in is the front group, I'm going to sit and be lazy all day long. But I wanted to get up there, right? I could see Bill, I could see Brian. I kept pushing to pull them back, and we'd pull them back. But like I said, I mean, I could burn myself out completely. Absolutely painful. And get people back, but there's no skin in that game for me other than it's like I pulled them back. So it's kind of like you gotta contribute, I guess, is kind of what it is. But some people will be happy with that. Sitting in that group, some people were probably very much hurting. So there you go. So many attacks. Yeah, it was at a point that I backed off because it was just going to put me into the ground. Never got to attack yourself. That's all right. But it's good. I think it's good to mix it up. I think for sure, like I said, props to Bill, Brian, Vasquez, Adam, like all these guys, Darren, like those guys are getting pushed up to a level that they can sustain, right? I mean, it's the race that you can race. Like, they clearly have longer power, which is awesome. So a race like this works to their advantage. Ah, nice. And it's interesting because, like, you can see how spread out. Like, look at this category. Like, if you look at it, I mean, that's good power numbers any way you slice it. Somebody's getting promoted. And the other part is that at the end of the day, it's the Zwift power rankings that matter. So, you know, Mr. Burke, I mean, Darren might be sitting in first place. Burke and Adam, they might be podiums. Who knows? Like I said, you don't get to, the nice thing is you don't get to sit around. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am the guy all day long that loves to sit around and be the laziest racer in the group. 100%. That's my dream job. But it's really good to have these kind of things going on. So, I don't know. You let me know in the Discord. Like I said, it was supposed to be individual pens. That's what I asked for. I thought maybe they fix it when they fix the numbers. That's okay. Clearly, mass start, if we want to keep it that way, might be good for a month, right? make it a little bit more crazy, make it a little bit more unpredictable. Because the other part is too, is in all honesty, when you've got a group that's stronger than you, pushing ahead, you might not be able to keep up with them the whole race. But those time gaps, like, what did we have? Between me and Greg last month, it was like 2.5 seconds. That is less likely to happen here. If we're in separate pens, we get, well, you just race among your category. You don't see anybody else. That's usually how it's set up. Easy. But mass start, the problem is that nobody, like, a lot of times when you do the mass start, you have everybody in their cat jerseys, which makes it easier to identify. If you're running sauce like I was, I can kind of see who's who and who's what, but there you go. Yeah, I mean, it makes it interesting. Darren was killing it. He held the front of the group like a champ. Darren's moving up a category, I think, is what's going to happen here. And that's going to happen too. That's the other part, is I think the nice thing about having such a broad range is that at the end of the day, if you're pushing the uppers, you're probably going to get pushed that little bit harder, and you're going to get that kind of improvement there. I vote for separate start time. Fair enough. Not sure that race had ZRS changes on it. Interesting. It's a master class of mishap, I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. It was. I submit a sheet. I know it was on there. It's the same thing I submit every month. So mistakes were made. It's all good. I'm not terribly worried about it. The big thing is, as long as we all had fun, that's the key takeaway. I know myself. I worked way harder than I planned on working, which is good in a lot of senses. Although I got frustrated. Get frustrated when I can't pull people back. But that's racing too, right? Like, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, right? But the truth of the matter is, the groups find each other at the end. And no ZRS change for me, which is good. I don't have to advance cat tomorrow. Nice. Well, good and fun. Craziness. Well, it's a chaotic start to the series, which is okay. We will figure it all out. Like I said, make your thoughts known in the Discord. We'll see what'll happen. We'll maybe leave it chaotic this month and tighten it up for the next, in hopes that we won't have the same mistakes basically come through. Oh, that was good. I got my fan off now. It feels so quiet. And then I can hear my trainer. It's not even the chain I hear, it's the whirl of the trainer. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely that. Like, the nice thing is that if you enter and you're in any group, at least there's people there. I mean, it might be a little bit discouraging if you're in the 0 to 160 and you're the only guy, and that is that. But it definitely is crazy. There's some popular races Oh yeah, it's, slow things. Like I said, people asked, the best way for people to have things sort of continue is to make sure if you're in the EU and you want an EU time slot is that you at least race, maybe bring some friends, who knows, just keep it going, because the truth of the matter is people look to race and they look a lot of time just for populated slots. They might not race a whole series, they might just race one, but they're looking for numbers because they want people to race with and against, which I totally get and understand. Ooh, that was tough. That was tough, but a lot of fun. Well raced, everybody. Extremely tough push. Miguel, I told Darren to make sure that if he was going to race up a cat with you, that you'd probably take it easy on him if he got you cookie dough Oreos to share. Yeah, Zwift Games is definitely the focal point of a lot of people. And I've only done the one stage. And like I said, it was incredibly fast for what I was prepped to do that day. So, truth of the matter is I'm focused on this. I'm focused on the Rhino crits and ZRL, and that's kind of my 3-race series. I like it that way. I particularly like the fact, and again, deeply appreciative of everybody that comes out and races in these, because it's awesome to see the same people over and over. It's nice to, beat people. It's nice to get beaten by people. It's nice for it to be competitive. It is, I think, a lot of fun that way. That's what racing's all about, right? Oh, that was crazy fast. I knew it was going to be. Like I said, I made that conscious decision when I was like on the tail. It's like I got to ease off, or like we're probably going to pop here. But who knows? Maybe I should have pushed on. Maybe that would have made a difference. I don't know. We'll see. Next race is Handful of Gravel, which not a lot of people have raced. So it's going to be interesting for a lot of people to race that particular route because it is event only. So it'll be a different kind of race for everybody, I think, and not one that people are particularly familiar with. So it's going to make it interesting, to say the least. And if you don't know the route, it's going to be interesting as well for a couple other reasons as well. So, but yeah, we're that's what we got. It'll be horrific when that starts. It will be. Especially with that route. That's the interesting thing like that. Anybody who's raced gravel knows that when you're in the group, sometimes all you see is like the dirt ahead of you, or the dust, and you don't actually really see much of anything. And people disappear because of it, which makes it really cool. Well, anyways, guys, that is it for me. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. Jump into the Discord. Let me know. I'm going to go chit-chat in there for a minute, so we'll have a little bit of a after-party chit-chat. If you want to, we'll just be chatting on the Discord in one of the channels there. And until next time, we'll catch you all later. See ya.